The Final Fantasy XIII sequels are interesting. So Final Fantasy XIII was a victim of a trend during the 360 generation where a lot of Japanese developers were trying to westernize their games to appeal to changing audience tastes. This resulted in a lot of franchises losing the flair that made them special in an effort to court an audience that wasn't really checking for the games in the first place, Final Fantasy XIII being the perfect case in point. There was a lot of criticism at the time that it was too linear, the battle system essentially would play itself if you let it, and it just really felt like they were trying to remake Final Fantasy VII without actually remake Final Fantasy VII. If you want me to extrapolate on that point in a later video, let me know below. Anyway, when it was announced they were doing not one, but 2 sequels to 13, fans were pissed. Royally pissed. Me included. Real talk, the only reason I played 13-2 was because the collector's edition was on clearance for $20 and it came with the soundtrack. And I'm not gonna not buy a Final Fantasy soundtrack for $20, even if it was for 13-2, which, another hot take, I think the 13 series has some of the best music in the game. Again, I can talk about that in another video if you want me to. Let me know below. And having played it, 13-2 is very much the game 13 should have been. The game was far less linear, and while it still had the active time battle system, the more I got into it and the paradigm shift mechanic, the more I was building really interesting combos. And not to mention, the monster taming system was a fun little twist to the proceedings. The story's a convoluted mess, but hey, it's a JRPG, it be that way sometime. What I think is interesting about the stories of 13-2 and Lightning Returns is they feel very metatextual, almost a commentary on what went wrong with Final Fantasy XIII. 13-2 is a time travel story that's very much about trying to rectify mistakes made in the past, and Lightning Returns is like a very fatalist game. It's about characters coming to terms with failure, embracing death, endings. It's weirdly got a lot going on underneath the hood. Now let's get this out of the way. I don't think the 13 series are slept-on masterpieces by any means, unheralded classics that didn't get their shine. I just think that they're interesting and generally fun video games. Now that we've gotten 3 mainline entries since then, I think it's easier to sort of embrace 13, flaws and all, and it represents just a fascinating time capsule of both the series and where Japanese video game development was in the early 2010s. What did you think of the 13 sequels? Did you love them? Did you hate them? Did you not even play them? Let me know below.